Welcome to the Bob 93.3 Bobcast.
Gina loves to sing everything. That's her new thing.
I found my vibrato here recently, so I'm kind of into it. Yeah. So, hey, I'm glad that you're here because guess what, guys? We have a special guest joining the show today.
Awesome.
Yes. Mark Singleton, who is the VP of Sales and Marketing for Southern Recipe Small Batch. Mark, are you there?
Hey, I am. How are y'all today?
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. And you were telling us earlier that you're in Dallas?
I am. Actually, Grapevine, Texas.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah. It kind of feels like Dallas weather here in Eastern Carolina today. We're going to hit, I think, 80.
Yeah.
But it's so beautiful outside.
I know.
I love it.
Makes me want to sit outside and drink beer and eat food.
Tomorrow is National Beer Day.
How about that?
Mark, you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about National Beer Day, which is tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely. You know, people don't understand, but 100 years ago, people drank a lot more beer and cider and ale because about 7,000 years ago, kind of by mistake, somebody found out that fermented grain and water didn't kill you like normal water did. And so food, water that didn't kill you became pretty popular, especially when it made you kind of happier or et cetera. And so, we've been fermenting things into beer. I mean, everything from bananas to grain to everything else for millennia. And indeed, it was the only safe thing to drink for most of mankind. Until Prohibition, when in the great wisdom of the United States, we decided one day we just wouldn't have any more liquor. And as y'all know, that turned out poorly.
Yeah, that was sad
times. We've seen more than our share of bad ideas.
Right.
So, as Prohibition was ended with the Cullen-Harrison Act, the first thing they were allowed to sell was beer, and that day was April 7th. And as President Roosevelt said, I think this is a good time for a beer. We had the Depression, and I think it lightened everybody's mood. And I know y'all would agree. I can't imagine the last year without a beer.
Oh, my gosh. Tell me
not.
about it. I've had way too much beer the last year. It's probably why I gained all the weight.
Probably.
Well, speaking of weight, though, Mark, you've got something. If you're watching your carbs, that beer can be put in, and it's actually good for you.
Well, it's so funny as we've all been more socially media focused over the last year as some of our outside world got cut off. We really wondered what would happen to the keto diet thing that was really driving pork rind sales. And gosh, it's turned out to be more popular than ever. Mm-hmm. People are really having success, with a protein-driven diet, and they're finding out all kinds of ways to do it. And most importantly, with everybody being more isolated, they're talking more on Instagram and all kinds of social media podcasts like y'all's about their success and cooking with it. And we're seeing some of the most creative ways to cook with pork rinds and lower carbs and be more, for 16 million people in America that have diabetes. Pork rinds are really the only crunchy snack that are recommended.
I love pork rinds.
So there's just so much creativity going on out there.
Yeah, I love pork rinds. Oh my gosh,
super popular around here.
I never thought that I could use them in like a recipe though. I never thought.
And I never thought I'd have women saying I love pork rinds on the air. Honest to God, I've had Bubba as a customer forever. We've been around since 1955. But this whole keto Dorito thing has put people in contact with the product, and believe it or not, I mean, not in Carolina or anything. It's probably over half, but across the country, still only 1 out of 5 people eat pork rinds.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, I know. Well,
that just means more for us.
Yeah, there's a lot of undercover pork rind lovers out there. I that just wouldn't say so before. But there's just tons of great recipes, and you can find them at our southernrecipesmallbatch.com or our porkrinds.com. And it's everything from anything that you could put a panko crust on. So let's just say asparagus. You wouldn't think about panko crust, or you wouldn't think about pork rinds and asparagus. But if you roll an asparagus tip in an egg dredge and then roll it in crushed up pork rinds, put it on a baking sheet, 10 minutes later, you've got a great side dish that's really good for you.
Wow.
That's a
really
game changer.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and then there's just all kinds of things. And I do. Y'all had oysters Rockefeller.
Oh my goodness.
I have
Well,
not.
we do
Talk
it
to me.
oysters Markefeller.
Markefeller?
Yeah, where we use pork rinds on top instead of the panko crust, and maybe make a chipotle mayonnaise or your favorite Louisiana hot sauce dredge butter. Put that on there, maybe some chorizo sausage, and then put some crushed up pork rinds on top, and grill that oyster. And I'm not kidding. It takes it to a whole nother level of salty and crunchy and umami. It's like an umami bomb going off in your mouth. It's really a great dish.
I bet you have a lot of people at your house on the weekends. I'm just saying.
Yeah, my wife has caught me several times during this COVID thing, plating food with the intensity of MasterChef, and she says, back off there, Chopper. You're not on television here. So, we may have obsessed a little bit on our recipes. I do a cooking show once a week. And
there it is. Yeah, there it is. How did you, talk to us about Southern Recipes Small Batch. Now, exactly what is that? Where can our listeners and viewers find that?
Oh, golly. We're in Harris Teeter, all over y'all's marketplace. They've been wonderful partners. Wool Market certainly has our pork rinds. Tractor Supply has been a great customer that's got good retail representation in y'all's area, but mainly Harris Teeter and Food Line.
Okay.
Are the places, and the brand actually, I told you, Rudolph Foods, the parent company of Southern Recipe, has been around since 1955. But we didn't come up with a low salt, better for you pork rind until about 5 years ago. I was at an event, and one of our best customers was giving me a little grief about having 500 milligrams of salt in the bags I just sent him. And so we went back. That customer was President Bush. And
no big deal. Name drop.
Yeah, name drop.
Yeah, and when President Bubba says that you've got too much salt, you might want to pay attention. So we literally went back and we lowered the salt level by 40%. And while we were at it, we said, no one's written us a letter saying, could I have some more yellow number 7 or MSG? and so we took that out too. And then we said, what the heck? Let's do Korean kimchi barbecue and pineapple ancho and blackberry habanero and flavors that no one had ever seen on a pork rind. And boy, it's worked out really well. As you can tell from our customer list, I think I named about every retail organization in the Carolinas have been great partners in getting this product out there to people. And the fan mail has just been amazing.
That's awesome.
Because forever, we made 2 flavors, hot and regular.
Right. Yep. My mother loved the regular. And, I grew up around pork rinds. And I'm a Southern girl. But if you haven't tried pork rinds, you're missing out. You need to, let your taste buds experience that flavor because it's wonderful.
Now, Mark, I like beer more than I should, and I drink IPAs, which are heavy in calories. I'm looking on the sheet right here, and there's a recipe for this low-carb beer cheese dip. Can you tell me about that? Because I normally end up eating something that's high calorie. I've already had the beer with 1 million calories. Now I'm eating a high calorie snack. This beer cheese dip. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, as we look for things that are mark proof, i.e. things that won't, I can't hurt myself making. These recipes are really developed so everybody can make them. And a buddy of mine, Tim Byers, has helped a lot as we've looked at this a little different. So this is super simple. You just take 2 teaspoons of butter, a cup of your favorite low-carb beer, a half a teaspoon of paprika, and then an eighth a teaspoon of pepper, and you put it in your saucepan, and you simmer that for about 10 minutes. You just reduce it a little bit, get that alcohol off of it, and then you just simply put in a quarter cup of heavy whipping cream, 2 ounces of cream cheese, and leave that out from the day before on your counter so it's good and soft. Yeah. It'll melt a lot better in there. And then 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. Once again, just your favorite. And you put all that together, and then what I normally do is I've got some little cast iron frying pans that are about 6 inches. I put it in there. I put it in the oven for just a sec. It's already hot, and then serve it with pork rinds. And you're just not going to believe what it's like it's obviously like cheese and bacon, crunchy bacon as you combine the two. The cheese is it's really a high protein, low carb dish if you look at all the ingredients.
I'm sold.
And this is where we messed up because we knew we were talking about you. We came prepared, but we didn't bring all the ingredients to make this. Now I'm hungry.
I know, right? My stomach's over here growling. I'm going to try that, though. I mean, because it sounds – I'm not the greatest in the kitchen, but this sounds like Gina-proof. I don't think I can mess this up.
I don't think you can mess that up. That's pretty simple.
Yeah. So maybe I'll make that tonight and bring it in for us tomorrow because tomorrow is National Beer Day.
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, a great one I did a couple of weeks ago is I did a pizza dip where just with the same concept. One pan, Gina, just one pan. You put your tomatoes in there and your peppers. Just stick it in the oven for 30 minutes. It'll all char off, melt down, crunch it up, throw your pepperoni on it, throw your cheese on it, stick it back in the oven. And then use pork rinds as a chip for that. And you've got, once again, a low-carb, great-tasting, fresh dip that you really hadn't thought of before. And that one's super easy. It's double mark proof.
So I'm kind of digging this because I started a diet last week and I've lost 11 pounds in my first week.
Go, Austin.
So now I know instead of using chips, I need to use the pork rinds. I've cut out all of that completely. I didn't even think about pork rinds.
Yeah, so much better for you, man.
Smart.
And one pan. That's me right there. I don't like doing more dishes than I have to. So one pan, I'm down.
I've mastered the use of full throwaways and a cast iron skillet. Food, especially as spring's coming on and you want to get outside, you could pre-make some of that, take it out to the beach, take it out camping. I mean, we're planning on spending a ton of time outside this year, as I know everybody else is.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And once again, a lot of the recipes on our website, at porkrinds.com, are super portable on-the-go food because, people are eating 4 or 5 times a day. 3 meals a day is just not even beginning to happen anymore. People have mid-morning snacks. And the other thing I found is just so much purposeful eating out there. Austin, you were just talking about, the success that you're having. Mm-hmm. Man, I get so many love letters from customers talking about those success stories and significant, life-changing pounds. It's something I never saw would be a part of being in the pork rind business.
Porkrinds.com, correct? That was the website?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you're also in Harris Teeter, Food Lion. Where can we find you online other than your website?
Porkrinds.com, southernrecipesmallbatch.com. We make it so easy for people to find us. They told me I could buy my pork rinds now in 28 seconds.
Good.
Awesome.
I said, Dan, that's a win. If somebody, because I literally at times I said, well, what do I buy all the time? I buy coffee all the time. So I set up, on your phone to buy it fast, right? And that was our challenge to our website developer. All right, you got to beat my coffee guy because he can get me coffee in 28 seconds.
That's impressive.
Isn't that remarkable? do all of y'all use Amazon and things like that?
I use Amazon for everything.
Unfortunately, tell it to my credit card.
Yeah, my credit card knows all about it.
But isn't that amazing? What we now thought we had to get at a grocery store that just shows up. Like like no kidding, the coffee fairy just shows up every 3 weeks. I mean.
Coffee fairy, toilet paper fairy, all of them. They all come right to the house. I don't even think about it anymore.
My grandmother would not know what to say. For sure.
Well, Mark Singleton, VP of Sales and Marketing at Southern Recipe Small Batch, thanks for coming on and celebrating National Beer Day a day early with us.
I tell you, in college, I for about 6 months, I thought beer was food, and it's remarkable how little food you can subsist on. Beer has a lot of nutrients, and we're certainly glad to help celebrate it today.
Awesome.
All right, Mark. Well, you have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Y'all, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So how are y'all going to celebrate tomorrow?
I'm going to make this recipe tonight.
You really are? You're going to bring it in tomorrow?
Yes.
I think he just changed Gina's life with all these recipes, man.
Honestly, though,
pork rinds are top of mind now because, they are. They're so much better for you.
I've got a confession. I don't think I've ever had pork rinds.
Oh, now this is going to be good.
But I think...
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that.
Looking at the recipe, and I feel like anything would be good with that recipe. And I can imagine putting pork rinds instead of using the breadcrumbs. That's smart because that's protein.
I thought they were low carb. I just thought they were.
I wonder though, with everybody in the air fryers now, I wonder how pork rinds would go in an air fryer, because aren't they already kind of?
Well, the breadcrumbs are already dried up too when you're frying something.
Yeah. But with everybody using their air fryers now, I'm wondering.
Could you make your own?
Why is that how you?
Yeah, you just crumble them up like the panko.
Yeah. That's what he was saying about the asparagus. That's kind of a game changer. I think we should have beer at work tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to go
Tony,
over too well.
HR.
I think they would probably be supportive.
Yes, it's a work thing. Yeah, and it's a healthy thing, right?
We are off of Facebook Live tomorrow, though, in our podcast. Thank goodness, because if we are participating, nobody will know.
No one will know. I'm not really a beer person. I'm more of a cider person. So if we're celebrating with some cider tomorrow,
okay, I don't think cider would be good mixed in with some of these recipes.
No. But
beer and pork rinds is a good
cider
match.
and pork rinds doesn't sound good.
It doesn't. No, but
oh, well, that was cool talking to Mark.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
I definitely want to try out one of those recipes. I think if we do try it tomorrow, we should report back on the next podcast.
Yeah, we'll post
we'll
post the ingredients and the how-tos for the recipe as well. So if it turns out. Good. Okay, if I don't completely destroy it.
Mark said it was easy.
Yeah, but
I will say one thing. I definitely agree with him with the cast iron skillet. Anything tastes better in a cast iron. Like it just adds
and
something to it.
I have no experience with that.
I have not.
Well, you gotta get you a cast iron.
Well, I have a glass top oven stovetop because I don't think you can use those.
Yeah, probably scratch it all up.
Oh yeah. See, we have an older one, so
I bet you they've made some type of thing where you can put between it.
I thought they did.
I'm sure there's something.
I am so not versed in the kitchen. That's why I have no idea.
If it's in the crock pot or instant pot, I can do it.
I just know what my mom and my grandma have taught me, but I'm not usually the one doing it. So
the air fryer I haven't figured out yet. Now I have used it for certain things. Like I go to Sam's Club for some of my groceries, and they have this Southern fried chicken nugget that tastes almost as good as Chick-fil-A. Like it's very close. And I've cooked it in the oven. I've cooked it in the... No, I haven't done the microwave. The oven, I guess that's the only way I've done it. But then I tried it on the air fryer. Game changer. It tasted like a real fried chicken from like the place.
Yeah? In the air fryer?
Yeah.
I don't have an air fryer.
I don't understand the hype.
Microwave.
The Instapot, I'm not too...
Oh, that's what... I love that.
Yeah. That looks complicated to me.
I can cook a whole chicken dinner in like 20 minutes.
It just looks complicated to me. It overwhelms me for some reason.
We just have a crock pot.
Well, can you do a crock pot?
I can, but...
When Scooter calls her at 4 a.m. to turn it off.
Yeah. I think I need a new one. I think the temperature's all off.
Well,
remember when I had to go to that meeting and I was going to make the little smokies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost burned your house down.
Yeah. I walked in from work and I was like, it's like something doesn't smell right.
That's not good.
And I went and looked at them, and it was like, oh, this is not good. And this is like an hour and a half before the meeting was going to be at my house.
Oh no.
So
You had to buy
wings
wings.
it was.
But if you can do the crock pot, you can do an Instant Pot because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just faster. That's the pressure. That's the only added element is the pressure. So you can cook something in the crock pot in the Instant Pot. It'd take you all day for the crock pot. It'd take you 20 minutes in the
Yeah,
Instant Pot.
I don't know
Yeah.
why it's so overwhelming to me. I'm just weird like that. I don't know.
I mean, I get it. But I will say the one thing my mom usually does in the crock pot is chili. So good.
but it looks like it has all these like different settings, and I'm going.
It does. I
Which
don't-
is just overwhelming.
I don't
Oh.
use any of those. I just set the time for
Yeah.
what is recommended and hit go.
Well,
I mean,
what are the settings?
I don't know. I haven't looked at them. I really don't know. There's like rice cooker, like it's a bunch of different things
Oh,
like
so
that.
Well, you
you
can
know.
cook rice in there?
Yeah, you can cook rice
Ooh.
and it's perfect.
Well, I mean, normally I just go with the little cup you stick in the microwave for a minute, but that's cool to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess
I'm a
that
very-
wraps up today's Bobcast. You have something else to say, Rose?
I was just gonna say I'm a very easy cooker. If I can't
Oh,
put
yeah.
it in the microwave, then I'm not eating it.
I don't like to use a microwave.
It's
I
just
never-
convenience. I know it's probably not better for me, but
Honestly, if
it's
it's going
just
in
all
the
about convenience, really.
If it's in the microwave, I'm not eating it. I don't microwave anything, unless it's
Ooh.
like a lazy day and I want SpaghettiOs or something. But I'd never reheat anything in the microwave.
Oh, I don't like leftovers.
Yeah, me either. So that's why I
But-
don't use a microwave.
But I just meant, like if I'm cooking like a TV dinner or
Oh yeah, see, I don't buy those.
or like a frozen meal or rice, little cup of rice.
I used to be all about that, but I don't anymore for some
Lean
reason.
cuisines.
I used to be
Yeah.
all about those. I used to
But
fill
then
the
you-
freezer up at work with them.
Oh, you check the sodium level on the back of those.
That's why I don't do them anymore.
Yeah, you think you're trying to be healthy. Oh, look at me with my lean cuisine, and then you go.
You know,
Oh, wow.
actually, I will report back next week. I signed up for one of those mail delivery food things where they send it to you and you cook it.
Oh, like the fresh food stuff.
Yeah,
I've
kinda
been
like
looking at those.
Blue Apron kind of thing.
But the one I looked at sounded really great. But then, they changed the menu every
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
But
yeah.
this week's menu just did
You
not
can skip
sound good
weeks.
to me. Well, I might. But I can't sign up unless I know there's something good on there.
Well, I signed up for 5 nights a week, and it's on this. I can't remember the name of the site, but it was cancel anytime.
Mhm.
The first week was $2 per serving, so I was like 2 servings a day, $4. That's not bad for a good dinner. So we'll see how it goes on my trial period, and if it's good, I'll report back. that you
Austin's
should
going to
try it.
have us all healthy.
Yeah.
We're going to be skinny minis by the end of the summer.
Well, I might take a tip from Austin. He's been doing his shakes
It works.
for breakfast and lunch, but I think I might do mine breakfast and dinner and then have my lunch as my meal of the day, because normally at lunch fills me up. I'm not hungry again until 9:00 at night. Might as well just drink a shake instead of eating some big meal.
The shake program that I'm on recommends 2 shakes a day, 3 snacks, and a reasonable meal. So you can do that. That's fine. I
Yeah.
usually do. I kind of even skip it for breakfast. Like I've been getting juice from a place in Kinston called Gone Juice. I just found them this weekend. And that's not a meal replacement, but it fills me up because I don't like breakfast. So I just drink that. And at lunchtime, I mean, it's 2:00 now. I haven't eaten anything. I'll have my shake when we get off of here.
Right.
And then at dinner time, I'll be starving. And I'll just have a normal meal, drink
See,
lots of water.
Same for me with breakfast, because I'm not usually hungry until I get to work from when I wake up and get ready and leave the house and all that. So I feel like that would be easiest to have my shake in the morning than just eat lunch and then have a shake at night.
Drinking your food.
To clarify, I am not a nutritionist and I don't know what I'm doing.
Neither
so
am I. We have no
we
idea what
might
we're
be
talking
killing
about.
our bodies. So don't go off of what we say. Ask your doctor.
Drinking your
Yes.
food.
Disclaimer.
Ugh.
Disclaimer. We're not licensed professionals on any aspect whatsoever.
All right. We'll be back Thursday with an ENC secret. And
Some more fun.
yep. All right. Have a good rest of your whatever day you're listening to the
Tuesday.
podcast.
Yeah. Thanks a
Bye.
lot.